How's it going, everybody? It's Jim Leadus, and you may not believe this when I tell you, but people are literally throwing away their stimulus money. So yesterday, while my mom was opening up the mail, I'm walking by the kitchen table, and I see there, right on the table, this sheet of paper. This is what it looks like. Boom. And I'm walking by, and I noticed that there, and I said, "Hey, where'd you get that? When did you get this?" She says, "Oh, that's just a debit card. I don't want that. It's junk." But I immediately recognize this since, I've done videos on this and I've done reportings and everything like that. So I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. You finally got it. But she just thought it was a junk, offer in the mail. And my jaw just dropped. I'm like, this is not junk. This is your stimulus money. Now, mind you, in her defense, this paper seriously does look like a scam. I mean, I could easily see how people can mistake this for some kind of like fake junk mail or scam offer that comes in the mail. It literally just looks like one of those generic pamphlets that you get in the mail from credit card companies advertising their business to you, trying to get you to sign up and get on board. There really is nothing on this thing that jumps out to you. So in other words, I guess if I wasn't walking by, there could have been a pretty good chance of her accidentally throwing this thing away, thinking that it was just a junk offer that came in the mail. But the crazy thing is, guys, she's not alone. In fact, a lot of people are having this issue right now. They're accidentally throwing out their cards because it looks like junk. And this is happening a lot. It's all over the news. There's tons of articles about the same thing happening to a bunch of different people. Hey, if you guys are wondering, that is what the card looks like, okay? So if you see that card, I couldn't make it any bigger for you. If you see that, keep it, okay? That is important stuff. And don't get any ideas there. I fudged those numbers so they're not real. But anyway, my girlfriend's father also had a similar issue to this yesterday. So he got his envelope and he was kind of confused to what this was. It literally shows up as a blank envelope. I'll put up a picture on the screen for you. It's just a plain, generic, no markings on it whatsoever. He said he was ready to throw this thing away, but then for some reason decided to open it. And what do you know? There's a debit card in there. So this is happening a lot, guys, okay? This is all over the news. There's multiple articles about that. There's people cutting up their debit cards and throwing them away before they get a chance to use it. So this is clearly a big issue here, so we're gonna talk about it right now. Let's talk about why this is happening, what you could do to avoid accidentally throwing this thing away, what the IRS should be doing to make this thing more clear and understandable to everybody and have it stand out. But also, let's go over all the fees that are associated with this card. So let's jump right into this video and I'm gonna go over all those key topics that I just listed. So if you guys haven't heard already, the IRS announced that they're sending out 4 million economic impact payment debit cards. In other words, your stimulus check is coming in the form of a debit card. But the debit card is a good idea. It works exactly like a debit card does. So you could make purchases with it, you could withdraw cash from an ATM or take it to your bank and transfer funds. But the problem is right now, the way it's showing up on people's doorsteps, it's causing a lot of confusion to what this thing is, and a lot of them are ending up in the trash. The way these cards are showing up to people's doors, it looks exactly like junk mail would. This makes it very easy for somebody to just simply toss it out because we get junk mail all the time. It looks exactly like this one on the screen. It's a plain white envelope. That's it. There's absolutely no telling what could be inside. Now, I think the reason for doing this is to prevent people from stealing these debit cards. Now, even though they're password protected and all that stuff, you have to call and activate them. If people steal your cards, I don't think it's necessarily they're gonna get your money, but it's just gonna prevent you from getting your money for even longer. You know what I mean? It's as simple as just stamping something on it, or important payment enclosed or something like that, or plastering a big American flag across the thing. Just something that would make it stand out from the rest of this junk mail stuff so you wouldn't throw it away. Or maybe they're making it look like junk mail on purpose. This way people throw it away and they don't have to pay you your economic impact payment. So if you're lucky enough and you did not throw away your blank envelope, then you're gonna end up with something inside that looks exactly like this. It's a piece of paper with your debit card glued to it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This thing looks very familiar, right? And yeah, that's because it looks like literally every other scam paper out there. It just looks like a credit card company sent you something in the mail trying to get you to sign up and they already gave you a card. And that's exactly what the problem here is, guys. It looks like a scam. I mean, even though at the top right-hand corner, the seal of the Treasury stamp is there, very light gray, very faint and barely visible. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the very small, unreadable, and in color, Treasury seal again. Look, nobody recognizes these symbols, okay? Like, how often do you see the Department of Treasury seal. Like, it's not something that's just gonna jump out and grab your eye and you're gonna be like,
oh, that's the treasury, that's my EIP card, that's my stimulus money, better not throw that out.
I mean, they failed with the white envelope. So at least when you open that up, this is their second chance to prove to you that this piece of paper is important. Do not throw it away. I mean, seriously, just stamp something across it that says, read this paper. This, free money here. Don't throw it away. I don't know. That kind of sounds like a scam too, though, you know? I'll be honest with you guys. I've been covering everything about the stimulus check, the stimulus packages, anything that's been coming out in the news, I've been covering it on my channel. And I gotta say, the only thing I recognize on that whole paperwork, the envelope, is the debit card itself. And the only reason why I recognize the debit card is because I've made videos about it. If you haven't seen that thing before, if you haven't really looked at it like 27 times, you're not going to remember what that looks like. It's not going to jump out to you. Honestly, if it wasn't for that, I would have threw it out too. I think another problem they're having with this is because not enough people are familiar with the term EIP debit card, right? Everybody's more familiar with the term stimulus check. So now we're changing things up and calling it economic impact payment debit card when everybody is looking and they're on the lookout for a stimulus check coming in the mail. So when you get a free debit card in the mail that looks like an advertisement, it's very easy to be mistaken for. I think a pretty good, simple solution to this whole thing is if they just stamped across the envelope in big, bold letters, stimulus check enclosed, okay? It's not that complicated to do that. I know it's not a check, it's a debit card, but people are more familiar with the term stimulus check rather than economic impact payment debit card. You know what I mean? And I get they're trying to prevent people from stealing these things. But at the same time, when you get this card and you go to activate it, you have to give them your whole life story to prove that you are actually you in order to activate this thing and be able to use the money that's on the card. I don't think there's any way for somebody to steal this kind of money, but I guess if they did steal the mail from you, then it would prevent you from getting your card. It would take even longer. So I do understand that, but I mean, come on. So let's talk about how you guys could potentially avoid throwing this thing out by accident, right? I think the first way is pretty simple. Don't throw away your mail until you read it, okay? But more importantly, a lot of people have busy households. Anybody who touches your mail, anybody who gets it for you, any family members, tell them to be very cautious of this, tell them what's going on, and be sure to thoroughly check every envelope that comes in. This is happening so much that there's actually a hotline that you could call in case you throw away your card or you lose your card or you accidentally cut it into 127 little tiny pieces. I'll list that number on the screen here for you guys in case that happens to you. The number is 1-800-240-8100. 1-800-240-8100. Okay, that was weird. Let's keep going here. I like to talk about the fees associated with this debit card. That's right, guys. There are fees associated with this thing, which is mind-blowing because this is a stimulus. This is supposed to help you, not take your money. I'm going to link this entire list in the description below if you guys want to read through it on your own. But I'm going to try screen recording it. I'll put myself in the little corner down there, or I might put myself in the corner up here. I don't know yet. I haven't edited the video. I'll have to decide that later. But anyway, let's get started here. All right, so it's going to bring you to this website. Okay, so you scroll down here, and it's going to be all your fees. So a lot of this is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so $0 when you're spending your money, at a store or something. Okay, that's the obvious here. But if you want to take out cash, an ATM withdrawal fee is going to be $2. It says that's our fee. We waive this fee for your first ATM withdrawal. The next one here is a $5 fee for a bank teller over-the-counter cash withdrawal. And the next one on the list here, ATM balance inquiry fee, 25 cents. Now, if you're using this outside the US, international transactions, which I don't know why you would or how you would if, we're not allowed to fly anywhere. But anyway, ATM withdrawal fee is $3. Balance inquiry is 25 cents, and over the teller. Okay, so they're the same amount. They're the same amount. And then you have the reassurance of lost or stolen cards, meaning if you need to have your card reissued to you, if you lose it, or it's stolen, or if you cut it up and throw it away, that means you're going to have to pay $7.50 to get a new one, which I think is the most ridiculous. And on top of that, if you want priority shipping to get your card within 4 to 7 business days, it's $17. How is 4 to 7 business days priority? That's almost 2 weeks. What kind of priority is there? So yeah, I don't really care that they have a bank fee or a credit card fee or anything like that. This should not matter to them right now. You know what I mean? This is a stimulus. This is aid. This is financial support. They should not be having those charges. Okay, stupid charges here and there. They're only a few dollars, but that stuff adds up, right? I mean, we could all agree to that. And it's just kind of going against what they're trying to do here to help you out. I just don't understand why it has to be this way. Why can't it just be waived across the board? Or, I mean, if they really want their money, then why doesn't the government just, reimburse those companies for those fees? Those fees are ridiculous. I mean, if you got the paper check in the mail, you wouldn't have any of these fees. If you got the direct deposit, you wouldn't have any of these fees. But now you want to use this magical debit card, you're going to get charged for it. And to clarify one more time, guys, if you use this at stores, you don't get charged for it. It's only when you withdraw cash. So they said 4 million people are going to be receiving these cards, okay? I'm really interested to see how many of you guys are going to be getting one of these. So let me know in the comments right now. It just takes 1 second. Let me know if you got your stimulus check in the mail, direct deposit, debit card form, or you haven't gotten it at all. It takes 2 seconds, guys. Let me know in the comments right now. And if you guys made it this far in the video, then I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you're definitely gonna wanna stick around for more great videos to come. Right down there, hit that little red rectangle, guys. Everything I do on my channel has to do with finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in making some extra money on the side, if you want to create passive income for yourself to earn money while you sleep, or maybe you want to start a business for yourself, or maybe you just want to be updated with all the stimulus check updates that come out, well, I'm your guy. You're in the right place. Definitely subscribe right now. Tap that little red button and join the team. The truth is, guys, without you, I can't do what I do, okay? So anybody who supports my channel, I really, really appreciate it. And while you're at it, guys, don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as it greatly helps out my channel. With that said, I'd just like to wish everybody to stay safe and healthy during these crazy times that we're living in. I know that I say it a lot, but I think it's important to just acknowledge the situation. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Jim Leadus, and I hope to see you on the next one.